I'll be your errand boy for you, I guess.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
It hasn't been
Oh, kind of a random question, Blake. But, how far are you in One Piece? You had just been, like, watching the summary videos, right? Or, like, the... whatchamacallit? Like, the abridged stuff? Or did you only have a passing interest?
Thanks to Sid, the man who...
Because this week is a pretty big episode. And I'm looking forward to it.
Hippocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
A baffling diagram made all the more confusing by the preponderance of question marks that blemish its borders.
Shielding for a mithril engine. Whatever will that girl think of next? What are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of... pitch. I see.
Pitch?
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some
So it's not the
or other
material, but
in
rather
order
the
to provide
treatment of it?
protection it requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance.
Who the heck
I
are
shall speak to
those?
them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
I know Jill, and that's our physicer, right?
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could
Need
do
to
some help.
market?
And some company too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research.
Oh, this is like the
I
same
leave the decision
thing.
as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Well, it would be nice to learn more about her, but at the same time, I think I'm just gonna care about Jill.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Tarja? No. Jill.
Very well.
Jill's the only girl for me.
So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very edible. I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited. Effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
We can
Is that
make...
so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will.
Okay.
Until then.
Make a flame resistance potion
You two enjoy yourselves.
by just going to the
You
market.
too, Talia.
Did we really need, like, help to go on a grocery trip? Why did we go that far, though?
Now, where's Jill?
And what can I do for you?
Enhancer. $50,000.
I'll be here if you need me.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled. I won't have you.
Are those Pepio nuts? Can never tell.
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
Good when we're bonding.
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the Pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
Sounds like a good dinner.
Up! You'll not find a bruised fresh cuts. Come and get them before.
What can
Hey,
I
got any
interest you in
nuts?
today? I trust it's all here.
Alimentary alliums are a hallmark of a classical Sambricois cuisine. So much so that it is a tradition for the emperor to award honorary titles to those responsible for supervising their cultivation and preparation in the White Worm Castle kitchens, the so-called garlic knight among them.
Keep fighting the good fight.
The garlic knight.
What do you want?
The edible fruit of the Pepio plant is prized by chocobo breeders, though the superstition that it lends a stirred bird additional stamina seems largely founded on its blushing, swollen form than any quantifiable results.
Go on. Take it.
It's a Final Fantasy III reference?
Thanks for nothing.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Do you think there are people who have actually played every single Final Fantasy?
Did you
Like
find everything?
every single one
did.
to completion?
Here.
I mean, I'm sure there are, but like, what percentage of the people who played like 1, 2, and 3 are still playing?
Garlic and Pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool.
Do you think we should have gotten more than one clove?
But before we head back, would you walk with me a while?
I'd love to, Jill. Character I actually know.
Thank you for asking me to help you today. Makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Like, I can't imagine this with the random
It
physiker.
was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
See, now we're sharing a
I saw
pie.
some bread.
Like, this is nice. I can't imagine doing any of this
White
with
cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make.
some random other
What do you think?
character.
I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... Oh,
You all right?
sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you.
I feel bad for anyone who chose the other character.
Clive,
I think this is such a nice cutscene.
is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive.
Unfortunately, we can't have any actual development because, you know, we gotta save those for the other cutscenes that everybody sees.
Well,
And not
I
just people
suppose
who
we best get
chose
back.
a random
I need to give these ingredients
50-50
to Hippocrates
decision.
and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
Yeah, you too. I mean, I kinda wish I'd chosen Gav, but at the same time, Gav is more developed than Otto, but at the same
Wonder how
time,
Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
like, I don't really know much about Gav.
Thanks to Sid.
Other than he lost an eye and he's a scout. Like we saved him once before.
Ah, Clive. Hippocrates has all the ingredients. We were just waiting for you.
How's work on the shielding progressing?
So I feel like I probably didn't miss out much there.
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Talia how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Do I know who those people are? No.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
That's a nice little
It
moment.
appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame.
Again,
I
I
was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the
It's a bit
shielding
weird.
and the moon dew are ready,
why even give you the
a
option?
matter of applying the one to the other, followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates.
Quest complete.
news then?
You know, this entire, like, 2.5 hours so far has been the exact same mission. Obviously, I've done the bounties as well, but it's all been out of the shadow.
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Why do we even have chocobos? We're in the middle of a lake. They can't fly. I guess eggs, maybe. They make good eating.
Editors started reading books that
Chocobo stew. Alright, mid.
Sorry
Here you
to keep
go.
waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then.
Yeah, you could say
Let's
that
start
again.
working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer.
Who what? Blackthorn? Okay, I didn't know that was the name of his
You know, when I
little
got
shop
into
here.
the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
So you said the biggest salmon. I don't know how I heard salmon from hammer, but he made it work. Sometime later, won't tell you how long. Could be a week, could be a couple days, a few months. How long does it take a bit to build a ship? Wait, why do we get... Huh?
It's finished. It's finally finished.
No.
Fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn.
Now,
everyone.
how do we
That's
transport
one down and
this?
just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Can you make a diamond sword for me, real quick, Blackthorn? Oh, okay. So now that that's done, mid. Isn't there a certain, grave?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance.
Has
That's what she
nobody
was meant to
left
be.
these
You
islands?
see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want
Like,
her
how
to be just a
long have we
lifeboat for us to
been on
come
this
to if things
island
get
for?
desperate.
That nobody has just decided to
I
just
want people to
sail
on
off?
by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I mean, I guess in some ways it'd be like a suicide
And
mission.
I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? Alright. My mind's made up.
But I mean,
As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under
isn't
your
that
command.
technically what they did?
Sod our plans, I'm trusting
Like
in yours.
Columbus?
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
I mean, at that point they knew the Earth was round, but
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
I
Right.
just kind of like sailed and kept sailing.
One thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah, like there wasn't just a frivolous king at one point. They just said, "Hey, go sail. I'll give you a million gil."
The hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that, in those words.
She did, yes.
Clive, were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Because like 20 seconds ago.
Is that the thing Tomes helped about?
Who? Oh, it's Obelisk. That's right.
Obelisk. Have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
Yep. They can't warp anywhere.
Hurry and all, are ya? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obelisk.
Don't mention it.
Okay.
What tidings, Uncle?
Dear boy, my journey to Canva has been a resounding success. The friend I mentioned not only agreed to share the content of his strongbox with us, but has a considerable knowledge of the goings-on in the free cities, by which I learned the endeavors of a young certain friend of yours. I thought, though I for one believe Miss Telemon's project to be quite the valiant enterprise, I doubt the Canavian authorities will take kindly to unauthorized use of their dry docks, no matter how deserted. And if the rumor has already reached my friend, it may not be long before the guildmasters are rapping at our door. Which is why I penned you this note. I would like to borrow your man Gav for a moon or two, that he might keep watch on those that might mean your little fellowship ill. Warn of any impending attack. I trust that you will give this proposal your full consideration.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
That was a bad voice. Alright,
So
Gav.
what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Never get old.
We all set to head to the
I'll
old
do my
hideaway.
best.
I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
We built this entire thing for... what's her face? Wait, huh? Oh, the Sid's legacy. What about 2.5 hours? I might go ahead and end it here. Do like a middle of the week stream next week. Watch this cutscene, so we kind of have to. Whose hammer is that? Oh, is that Mid's hammer?
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it.
How did he say that?
But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
It's a weird thing to say.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end.
Do you think the ending of this game is going to, like, explain the origins of Phoenix Downs?
Not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
Like, Clive is gonna die, and Joshua will give him a feather and be like, hey, there you go. Come back to life. So I would assume they don't exist in this.
What a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies.
Wait, whose hammer is that?
It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place.
Would there be more than like 15 guys guarding the crystal?
Yeah, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Why?
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
Go on, Goots.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Wait,
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot.
is it actually his grandma?
There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion
Why
and
is
the
he
Boss
so
Rock.
happy?
It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way.
Was that another badge for me?
It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing
Oh my
the length of the
gosh.
Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goot.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bucklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill.
Can't wait to see him die.
Understood.
Hodor.
Already on my way, Captain.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Alright then. Can I pause now? No. Just watch another cutscene? No. Okay. Well, slightly. Never mind, we do. Alright, onward.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
Yeah, he knows heal, doesn't he? He's the only one who knows heal. Alright. Well, we're done for today. Part of the reason I'm stopping is because my shoulder hurts from, I don't know, maybe sitting just the way I am. But we'll be back tomorrow with more, probably a long stream of Yakuza 6. And I'm not sure if we'll stream more of this next, or if we'll do the Saints Row stream next Tuesday. We'll see. It might be Saints Row than this on Wednesday. But Wednesday's going to be weird for me because I have like a dentist appointment like in the evening. So maybe an early stream, maybe a late stream. See how it goes. Anyways, I will catch you all tomorrow. You have a good rest of your Friday night. I'll see you next time.